TikTok. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Not So Famous Podcast. I am your host, Manager Marco, Home Team Music. Again, thank you, everybody that subscribes each week. I see it, and I appreciate it. It means a lot to me to get back in this podcast thing and talk about the music business. And last week, we kind of went off the music business for a little bit, and that's what I tend to do once in a while. But we're right back at it this week. And I always said, it's weird because I always said, freestyle. I like freestyle, but I don't really, other than listening to some of the top guys, I really don't mess with freestyle anymore. I was, now here I am, 6-7 years later in the music business. Full throttle with Deneen. I'm a big part of her crew, and I'm friends with everybody. And this is one of the guys who I consider a friend. He's always been absolutely just nice to me, and he's one of the good guys, I think, and we'll get more into everything. It's my man George Anthony.
What's up, my brother?
What's going on, bro? No, thank you, man. We had some technical difficulties, but that happens.
Yeah, man. As long as we're able to fix it right and make it happen, and tonight we're gonna make it happen.
I thought you were gonna wear a Yankees hat, bro, and I was gonna have to,
Yeah, no, I was, but I do have a few Philadelphia hats, man. I rock my 76ers. Yeah, I rock my Phillies. I was a big Mike Schmidt fan. People don't know that. Growing up. Yeah, so
how did that happen?
And Lenny Dykstra. I was a big Phillies fan back in the days. Yeah.
So it's not because of DJ Slice or me that you wear Phillies or Sixers.
Well, part of it. My reborn love for Philadelphia is because of you guys, for sure.
Your reborn love. I'm sure Slice would love to hear that. So thanks again, man, for coming on. And I just want to, I know you have a new single out that we'll chat about. Well, let's get into how what got you started in the business.
Yeah, no, it happened 30 somewhat years ago. I would say probably 34 years ago.
You look like you're 34, GA.
I wish. I just turned 51, man. Thank God.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, man. Thank God for another year of life. And it's just the vibe and the energy you surround yourself with. That's what keeps you young. Yeah, and I do surround myself with great friends as yourself, Marco. We've grown over the years to not only be friends, we're like family. And every time we see each other, we show each other that love. And that's very important to me. So thank you for the compliment. I'm glad that you think I'm in my 30s, but I'm in my 50s and embracing it. I'm very happy with the way I tell a lot of people I'm content with the way my life is just because of the people that are in it.
That's fantastic. I mean, again, we'll get into some stuff, but you show love, and you come down for the Slice events, you come down for the Deneen events. I mean, we just had an event, and you came all the way down here, and you show that love, and it's only fair that it's reciprocated. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. I always feel, and that's a very important word, reciprocation, right? And when it's done without any hidden agendas and ulterior motives, so I felt the need, and I told my wife, listen, I'm going to head out. I'm going down south. I'm going to book a hotel room. I'm going to show my people some love. And I came, and of course I saw, the people that I wanted to to see when I got there, which was Deneen,
Yeah.
Stephanie Bennett, of course, my whole
Sure.
South Jersey, Philadelphia crew, and we had
Right.
what an amazing time, and it was such a great night. And to see the bad boy Richie Rich there doing his thing, and it was just the crowd. It was just amazing. So I'm glad I made it out that night.
Yeah, the crowd was great, and it was a great show, great night. So
Yeah.
again, going back to the question, what got you started in music?
Yes, sir. I almost forgot. I said, what was it that Marco asked me? But yeah,
Shoot.
no, it was a teenager. Just my brother actually started with my brother spinning, and we were born and raised in the Chelsea projects in New York City, and my brother used to be like the community DJ. So
Right.
he used to take a lot of breaking beats and all that stuff. And I remember one day just going to Radio Shack and buying a mic. And my brother was like, "Yo, spit something," And it started out rap because I loved hip hop back in the days, from the Beastie Boys to the Fat Boys to Curtis Blow, KRS-One. That's the era that I grew up in.
Yeah.
So I was doing, trying to rap and stuff like that. And it turned into singing. My brother would put the beat, and then all of a sudden, fast forward to 1990, 1989, 1990, when I heard the song Without You by George Lamond. And I'm like, I want to do that. So my brother started spinning some beats, and I just started getting
Right.
creative with some melodies, and that's when we both found out, like, you know what, you probably can sing. You probably
Yeah.
do that for a living, as a hobby. And
Right.
we messed around a little bit, and wrote a few songs, and fast forward to when I wrote the song "I Love You," and
Right.
Willie Valentine, who was my neighbor downstairs, big time artistic records producer, took me and did a demo, and I did my first freestyle song called "I Love You" in 1991.
One of the goats, Willie Valentine. One of the goats.
Absolutely,
Absolutely one of the
100%.
goats. Is that how
Yep,
you
yep.
fell into freestyle genre? Because I guess that's what you consider yourself, a freestyle artist, correct?
Yeah, well, I do both. I'm freestyle, I'm also salsa, because I have an entire salsa album that I
Right.
recorded in 1998, and that album did very well. I traveled to many places around the world because of that salsa album, and it
Right.
also charted on Billboard. It
Wow.
was just a different genre, of course. Freestyle is my first love. So
Sure.
after the salsa stuff was over, I got married, had kids, and all that good stuff. My kids were old enough to, they're young ladies, 23 and 20. So
Right.
I not that I can't, not that I stopped being a father. It's more like, okay, now I got a little bit of time in my hands. Let me get back to what I used to do.
Right.
And I got back into freestyle again, and I came full force. I started
Yeah.
doing a lot of collaborations, a lot of songwritings, a lot of doing backgrounds for people. So I just wanted to stay occupied, and
Right.
I chose freestyle.
Right. And your background for another goat, George Lamond, right?
Yeah, we collabed on a song called "Now That It's Over,"
Correct.
um, in 2019, and then in 2020 during COVID, I wrote a song called "You Should Have Told Me," and
Great song.
Cynthia,
Great
the
song.
Dream Girl, yeah, she jumped on that, and but going way back to when my first collab was with Naija in 1993, I did a song called "Take Me Away" on Micmac, and that was
Right.
my first collab. That was the first time I did a collaboration with a big artist. You know
Sure.
what I mean? And then there was a huge lapse in between, like I mentioned.
Yeah.
I went back to school. I decided
Sure.
to start a family, and that took priority over music. And then fast forward to 2019, I started doing music again, and thankfully George Lamont was like, "Hey, I'll jump on that with you," and
Yeah.
I was like, "Hell yes!"
How
And
about that for a phone
yeah,
call? Right?
no,
How
for
about that?
sure. You
Yeah.
know,
How about that for a phone call? George
yeah,
Lamond
no,
said he'll jump on a record with it.
yeah, it's cool. And now look at the Neen experienced almost the same thing with with,
That was
with the
yeah.
remix. Yeah,
Yeah, we couldn't be more excited when we got the phone call for her. It's just, it's a
for sure.
it's just crazy, because again, another goat. So
Yeah.
all you did some collaborations. Was that, and this is kind of a funny question, but was that pre-planned? Because I remember we did an AC show with you, and it's like you did GA had his set, then he comes out with Nyasian, then he comes out with, it's like, damn, he's working hard tonight. Like, are they paying
And
you more for
listen,
that?
that wasn't even planned, and that's what I
Oh,
mean. I
really?
tell everybody, just put in the work. The rest
Yeah,
the pieces will fall where they may. And
sure,
that night I was just supposed to, slice, and of course, everyone that was involved to get me there.
sure.
Just they just had me performing. So So that just so happened that George Lamont says, "Yo, we're doing the song," because if I don't ask him, it's got to come from him. So like, I'm not gonna hound him and like, George Lamont, we got that song together, so we gotta
Yeah,
know. It's got to
yeah,
come from him. Yo, we're gonna do the song, and it's perfect. And then Asia,
yeah,
she says, "We're doing our song together." I was like, perfect. So I was just like back and forth with, and it was a fun night. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And the fans got a treat because those songs are popular because of them. You know what I
right,
mean? And I had a
sure.
great time performing it. So we took advantage of the opportunity that night.
Right. I mean, it's so I always call myself an outsider, but I'm literally not anymore because of my association with Gino and Slice and
Right.
mainly Deneen now.
Yeah.
But I noticed you got a pretty healthy fan base that supports you. I mean, they're in my Instagram, they're in. I mean, it's a healthy fan base. And how did you go about building the fan base? Did it just happen, or did you strategically, just social media or whatever?
No, listen, I do the best that I can to utilize social media for what it is. Social media, you can either use it the wrong way or the right way. I think I've used it the right way to gain fans, to gain friends. Some of these fans became friends, and some of these friends became family. So and it was over a bunch of years. It didn't happen
Right.
overnight. So in 2013, when I started recording my album, I know that my good friend CPR,
Yeah.
he told me you gotta put out songs like every 3 months, and that's what I did. So it didn't, and we're in 2024, so 11 years ago, I
Yeah.
started putting out one song, two song, three songs until I put out a bunch of singles because nobody really knew who I was. And
Right.
remember, I was like coming out all over again, so I was starting from scratch. I had to let people know who I was. People knew the name, they just couldn't put the face to it because of the huge 15-year lapse in between.
Right.
Right. So I said, I
Right.
really got to start working. I started doing a ton of shows for free, just so that
Sure.
I can just make, people can see me performing and I utilize social media so that they could download my songs and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So I was like reintroducing myself, and it was a sacrifice when I tell you, Marco, because
Yeah.
as you get older, it's even though having social media nowadays is easy, it was very hard because I was learning too how to go on Facebook, how to share stuff, how to
Yeah.
create content. So it took a lot of work, and I tell everybody, just work, don't try to cut corners. And it took 11 years for me to get, and that's I got a very loyal, dedicated fan base who supports my music, and
Yeah.
that's so I reached my goal. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I want
Right.
to continue to do that.
Sure. Sure. Are you looking to build more fan base? I mean, obviously, I think I know the answer to that, but are you looking to continue to build that through social
Yeah,
media?
I want to spread through as many nationalities and cultures as possible.
Sure.
I think, and people have told me like, listen, you're like like and I don't consider myself this at all. I just hear what people say, and I just put it in my pocket and I keep working. But people are like, yo, you're like the king of new freestyle music. I'm like, well, no. You know what I'm doing? I'm doing great quality freestyle music because of
Boom.
the pioneers that I
Yes.
followed and admired
Right.
all these years. I'm taking a page out of all their books and trying to preserve it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm not trying to be better than them or nothing. And I'm trying to set the bar just like the people before us set the bar.
Sure.
Right. So if
Sure.
you don't come out with something as good or even better than the stuff that made you fall in love with this genre in the first place, then you shouldn't be doing it. And of course put in the work. And
Right.
I've done a lot of that. So
Right.
so I just, like I said, I just take those compliments and put them in my pocket. And I don't get a big head. I just want to continue working to the point where people are saying, George, your stuff is good, and
Yeah.
we want to see you do more.
Exactly. And that's, again, like that's where, pros at this genre like
Mhm.
CPR are really good to have as a friend. You're not only somebody that'll promote your music, the guy knows, like in my humble opinion, and I don't want the genre to fade away, and I don't think it'll ever fade away. But it's key that one. You put out good music. You put out good music. Deneen puts out, not good, great music. You put out great music, right? Deneen puts out
It's
great
gotta be
music.
great.
It's
It's
got to
gotta
be
be great
great.
because these trailblazers and pioneers came out with great songs.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you can't come out with mediocre stuff. If they came out with fire, you have to match that fire. You know what I mean? And that's I'm very meticulous, and thank God for Jay Allums, who's my producer
Another
and
great
helping.
producer.
Yes, and
He's
songwriter.
phenomenal.
He's even a vocalist. If it wasn't for him, I think I would just be putting out stuff just to put it out. But with him, he's like, nah, let's revisit it, or let's go back to the drawing board, or let's shelf it.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like something we should put out now. And we've been very meticulous. And I tell everybody, take your time. Don't get so excited. You know what I mean? Sleep on it. Listen to it
Right.
tomorrow to see if you feel the same. So a lot of that, they gotta, that's the process. You have to have structure and all that stuff. And I think that's what's worked for me.
Yeah. Do you feel because I dealt with it when I got started 10 years ago in this
Mhm.
business with country rap. It's a genre that really isn't mainstream, never
Right,
was, whereas freestyle was. And then,
right.
but do you feel that the genre may be flooded with with song with music that's Metza okay, not bad, not good, or maybe bad,
I
you
think
know?
everybody who thinks that freestyle's now where not where it's supposed to be is because of the saturation of bad freestyle music. You know what I mean? And there was a time where once freestyle came off of radio,
Yeah,
not that our pioneers gave up on it, it was more like they were trying, because
yeah,
remember that was their bread and butter. That's
yeah,
They were on the radio. They capitalized on that. They were on big shows. A lot of these artists, like for example, Sapphire, they were opening up for New Kids on the Block.
yeah.
They collab. Well, she had a collaboration with Michael Jackson. You know what I mean?
Wow,
We
yeah,
want to get to that level, but it's hard because during that lapse where people were still trying to figure out how do we get this stuff back on radio, a bunch of people, fans, started singing and coming out with records, and
right,
the genre got saturated with bad music,
okay,
and
right,
we accepted it. You know
right,
what I'm saying? So I think in order for that to stop, and so that it won't continue to happen, people as myself and other artists, because there's a ton of us. There's Jenny Renee,
oh
there's
yeah,
Lily Valentine, Cynthia Figueroa,
yeah,
and I hate it because I wish I could just name all of them, but there's
sure,
quite a few of us that they do spend time in the studio. They go to the Edwin Ramoses, the Jay Allens, the Willie Valentines, and all these other the Gennaros, that they're all doing quality um music with substance. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? So that, I mean, I hope, those are my hopes, to that the genre will get back to where it was. But you can only continue to work, and hopefully something will happen. You know what
Right,
I
but
mean?
it's not like so it gets on my nerves when people say it's dead. I hate that shit. I
I know.
hate it. I hate
No.
it. It's not. It's nowhere near it.
Mhm,
It's just not. Listen, you know how it is.
mhm.
You can't get on iHeartRadio without without the millions and millions of dollars to back you, right? Right?
Yeah.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
I work my other bread and butter is
Mhm.
developing artists and taking them to Capitol Records and taking them to, and that's how I make my. I get them signed. We get them signed. We take our cut
Yeah.
and we on to the next artist. That's how we do it. But then they get the backing of a big so these radio stations that are not iHeart are important. The mix shows are important. The internet radio stations now that count towards your spins are important. All that's
Yeah.
important now. Like it's not dead. You had to pivot, right? You have to
Yeah.
pivot,
Yeah.
and you have to
Yeah.
get people that haven't really heard freestyle, the younger generation. You got to get them to like your music.
Yeah, and it's not even the younger generation. That's a plus,
So
actually.
that's a
But
plus.
just getting the other genres to respect our genre, that's the other thing. Just like we listen to hip hop and we love reggaeton, we love
Yeah,
all those other types of music. You got to get those other genres to acknowledge and like our genre just as much as we like theirs. So there's a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? And it might not take me. It might take somebody 10, 20 years younger than me, but I know what I can do. But
right.
there's not one person that can say that they can do it on their own. You know what I'm saying? It's
Now,
got to be a collective few that just continues to just do great music, and hopefully somebody's ears will open up and be like, hey, that type of music is kind of cool. And then we can just make it cross over somewhere where we're more recognized, and where we're like acknowledged by the other genres and the other fans
right.
around the world.
Right. I mean, you can never say never, right? You can never say
No,
never. I
no.
mean, if they bring back mom jeans, why can't we bring back, freestyle music? Because it's just a
Yeah.
lot of good music. I always said that they need to, keep people like you. I always said, why isn't,
Mm.
and this is my ignorance because I wasn't, you know, privy
No,
to
of
what's
course.
going on in
Mm.
freestyle, but I always said, like George Anthony should be one of the younger guys coming up, and he should be put on if it was me, if I had the key to freestyle, I'd have you up there. I'd have,
No,
Jenny
I
Renee up
hear that a
there.
lot, Marco. But there's and I'm not gonna say unfortunate. There's just things that, if they're not broken, don't try to fix it.
Yeah,
I understand that before me there were promoters and artists that were gigging like crazy. It's
yeah,
gonna be hard for them to like accept some like a newcomer, because I'm kind of a newcomer, even though I've been around for 30 years, but I'm
right,
coming back into this, like, and they're gonna throw me on the stage with all these people that have been doing it for
right,
consistently for so many years. No,
right.
I've been on those stages. Don't get me wrong. Am
Sure.
I on those stages as often as those people that you see on social media that are always there? No. But
Yeah,
if I do get the opportunity, I jump on it and I do take advantage of that opportunity.
absolutely. Is that a
Mhm.
big I won't say what's the right word I'm looking for. Is that a big deal to you that you're not like that they don't include the newer generation on those big shows, or do you understand that, hey, I know what it is. It's a throwback thing. It's a retro thing with, all these people that, why can't they mix some of the newer people in there? I mean, that's what I hear from the outside, right?
No, of course. Listen, and I've spoken to promoters. I've spoken to some of the legends,
Hmm.
and most of the time when I'm on those shows, I'm either opening or doing my collaborations with them. I just did a collaboration with Suave,
Yeah,
and he called me to do the collab with him, and I was doing backgrounds for George Lamont too as George Anthony. So it's
yeah,
just like I'm on those stages. I'm on those stages with, whether I'm doing backgrounds, whether I'm doing a collab, or whether they're asking me, listen, we're gonna hire you to open up.
yeah,
I'm on the cruise with Cynthia, right? I'm one of the I think am I one of the I'm probably the one of the only person that's doing new freestyle music that's on that cruise with a ton of other legends
right,
on that
right.
cruise. So that's what I mean. I just got to continue doing that, and hopefully, somewhere down the road, I'll become more something that they want, as far as as part of their show. But as of right
Yeah,
now, I'll take what I can get. You know what I mean? I don't call any promoters and ask them to be, because I did that when I was 17 years old. I'm not gonna do it at 51.
right,
So if they
right.
want me there, I know what my value is.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And I already know what show I put on, and I already know what fans will come out to see me. So if the promoters want that, then they'll give me a call, and we'll make it happen.
What's your thought on all the smaller shows that are, people always clamor for, hey, why don't we see, the George Anthony on the shows? And then when you throw the show, it doesn't seem like the people come out. Like, I mean, again, I
Mm.
don't know if that's true. It's
Yeah.
just some of the stuff I'll see on the video. I'm like, damn, like that's not a lot of people. Is that just part
Yeah.
of the building up process? Or is that
Yeah,
just,
no, listen, some people, and it's also the promoters. You know what I mean?
bingo.
Some promoters, they want to, just like me. I want to see freestyle blow up, and
Yeah,
they'll try to become a promoter for that night, and get a venue, and get a few of us to perform and stuff, and not everyone's gonna. I mean, you gotta understand, it's hard to establish yourself with something that's been established for so many years. So it's also a lot of money involved too. You got to get
yeah,
sponsors. It's
yeah,
a lot to put
yeah,
on a show, but I know exactly what you mean. Sometimes I'm on a live on Facebook, and I
yeah.
see the performances live of this new freestyle music, and you don't see that many people there. But
Right. But and it
I get.
angers me,
Yeah.
it angers me, and it
Mhm.
really shouldn't because I don't have any, but it angers me because then you go on, you see all the people talk, and it's like, guys, like there was your opportunity to go support artist A. Shout out Dom. What's going on, Dom? Yeah, yeah. There's your
Don
opportunity.
G.
Dom G's the man.
He is.
So yeah, and again, another guy who's he does well with this podcast, and he's getting involved, and I like what he does. I watch him. I watch you, Dom. I got my eyes on you.
Yeah,
So
I thought I was making a mistake introducing him to the freestyle community, but I'm glad that I
no,
did, and he has been so embraced, and not because of me, because everyone was already following him, but he's totally engulfed in the freestyle community now, and it's
he
a blessing
is.
not only to the freestyle community but to us
Yeah,
because he's such a great person to talk to. You know what I'm
right.
saying? On and off social media. So
Yeah,
big up to Dom G. He continues
yeah.
to do great things. There goes the neighbor. You already know what's up.
Yeah, yeah, the nice guy. I met him in Orlando at the arena when I went out there with Slice. Nice guy, and maybe we'll
Yeah,
collab one day. Hopefully, shout out to
yeah,
Gino
probably
418.
so.
Another guy, Gino.
No,
Another guy. Yeah, 418 freestyle. I mean,
yeah,
constantly puts out good music. Like that's the key to this whole thing, man. Is
yeah,
putting out good
no,
music, right?
no, for sure. And now that it's over with George Lamont and you should have told me with Cynthia was on 418. So
Yeah,
so Gino did what he could and to push these records as well.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it took a team. It's not you can't say that you're doing everything yourself. That what you're doing yourself is going into the booth and recording the song. That I
Yeah,
can admit because no one else is gonna sing for you.
yeah.
But you definitely need a team of supporters and people that believe in you and that are willing to take a risk on you as part of the whole process.
Right. And you gotta invest, not kind of, but you have to invest
Mhm.
in yourself too as an artist, right? I'm sure you poured many a dollars into your art, right? To make sure the music, the song, and everything else that you're doing, the travel, the pre-shows that you had to do to get there. That's some of the stuff you have to do to get where you're at right now, right?
No, more than I expected to spend. But listen, it's all worth it. You're when you die, you're not gonna take any of that money with you. And as long
No.
as you're not taking it out of the food from your kids' plates, then you're
Right.
good. I've been blessed to have a great job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm able to do probably more things than most. But I just you gotta manage your finances properly, just like your career. So
Right.
so trust me, if I wasn't as blessed as I am financially,
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't be doing it. But I'm thankful for that as well. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that I'm able to show my gift to the world. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And just do something that I love. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it does take a little bit of investing and a lot of sacrifice, but yeah, to me it's worth it because it fulfills me, man.
Right. And it's just I love your song. I mean, I love your music. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Thank you.
I do love your music, dude. I'm not a huge, like I gotta say, like I'm starting to pick up
I
on,
get
I
it.
like the old
I get it.
TK stuff. Like that's all legend, right? Like the new stuff, like, I'm picking on Jenny Renee stuff, of course,
Yeah.
obviously Deneen. So like I'm starting to really start acclimate myself to this genre, you know what I mean? And whether that's good or bad, it's yet to be determined. But uh, you know, um
It's a
you,
fun genre, Marco.
it
It's a
is.
fun genre, as you can see when you go out. I see you laughing and having fun with all of us, but there's also a serious side, and the serious side's got to be people taking us seriously. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? And these artists that do want to be freestyle artists taking their craft seriously as well.
Yeah, I
I
100%
know
agree
I
with
do.
that. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, and you could tell. Listen, no names or anything, but you could tell when somebody releases a song if it's half-assed done. If they're taking it serious, if they're putting the money behind it, if they're doing it in their living room themselves and mixing and mastering it themselves. Unfortunately, you could tell that stuff. And they may not have the money to do it. So I understand that portion of it, but that's part of the issue, right? Is the saturation and just anybody. I could put out a music. I could put out a single right now, right? It ain't gonna be
Yep.
good because I can't sing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that's part of the issue is you can put out. You can
I'm
put
sure
out.
you can sing, Marco. I'm sure you could
Nah,
do it.
you don't want. Listen, there's a reason why I play the background role and not in the front. But if you want me, I'm for hire. I could do some background for you.
Okay, cool.
I
I'm
could, I could,
don't
I could
I'm gonna
dance.
take you up on that.
No, don't do that. Don't ever do that. You might lose your career if you do that. So the new single, so it's called "Remember," right?
Yes, sir. Remember was a song that I did when was it in like a couple of years ago? I think no, 4 years ago. And it was just a demo. And I was in Jay Allen's and he says, nah, that's not the one. And we ended up coming out with another song called Love So Crazy.
Yeah.
And so I said, I was going through my files and I'm like trying to clean it up and label everything. And then I said, what's this song? Remember?
Yeah.
And I played it. I'm like, wow, I don't remember the song. so 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 I
Oops.
say, yo, Jake, can you send me a mastered version of this demo? He says, you're gonna put the demo off? Like, yeah, I'm gonna put the demo because I want the fans to decide whether or not I should go into the studio and remix it. So when we put it out as a demo, not only did the fans react to it, the DJs reacted to it. They were hitting me up like, "Hey, where did the song come from? This song is dope."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, bingo. I'm gonna go back to the studio. So I had Eden Ramos, Kenny Diaz, Sapphire's husband.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sapphire did backgrounds on it. And
Cool.
then ultimately Suave collabed and we did it as a duet. So it turned out to be like a big EP single with 12 remixes. Willie Valentine, TDMC DJs, Jay Allen's even did a remix to it. So we gave it wings,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
and it's gaining wings, and I can't wait to perform it.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be on your new set. It's going to be part of your set now.
It's gonna be part of my set, and I think people are gonna enjoy, just like you said, because it has Sapphire on it, and it
Yeah.
has, even though Suave's not gonna be there most of the time, at least
Yeah.
I can perform my part of it, and it's a good song, great beat,
Yeah.
great melody, great
Yeah.
song. So
I
so
like
yeah,
again
I'm excited.
another quality song that you put out
Yeah,
that people
thank
have to
you.
say, damn, it's another quality song. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man. Thank you, man.
It's
That's what
just
it's all about. Trust me.
yeah.
There was a reason why we shelved it 4 years ago, and I don't think we were ready to put it out. And then fast forward to now, we put it out, and people really reacted to it. It was number one on Amazon, number three on iTunes. So, and we
Boom.
put it out like only 6 days,
Yeah.
prior. Usually, you should put out a song 30 days or more in
Yeah.
advance, but we only put it 6 days because we were so anxious to put it out, and
Yeah.
the fans were asking for it, and the fans made it number one and number three. So
Yeah.
I'm always going to be thankful to them.
Yeah, number one on that. Oh, that's awesome. I have number ones on iTunes, never on Amazon. So that's pretty dope, dude.
Yeah, no, it was weird. I was like, wait, what?
No, again, quality song. People like it.
Yeah,
What's that say? They follow it and they they support it. It's probably not just your fan base, but you're attracting other people because it's quality. It's a great song.
yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
have other people from other genres hitting me up, and from the Spanish genre. We have my good friend Obi Bermudez, who he's a Grammy Award winning Latin artist, and
Right.
I also have this other guy, Fralis Joel, who I collab with just recently. I wrote a song on Valentine's Day during COVID, and he went and he took it, and he um he did it himself. He took my song and sang it, and just had like
Really?
tens of thousands of views like in one day. And so it's just
Really?
little things like that. People are noticing the stuff that I'm doing, and it's just gonna take time, patience, and
Yeah.
continuing to do great stuff, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Do you plan on going back to salsa at all?
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's I what I loved about the Latin scene, especially the salsa genre, is the fact that it was live. You had a live band, and I was opening up for like big salsa bands like Gran Combo, Oscar de Leon, and all those big salsa groups. And my biggest show was in Italy in 2000. um I went and I toured with them in Italy, and I was all over like all these different towns in Italy, and that's what I miss. And I also miss the fact that genre is so respected, and I
Yeah.
performed in front of 30,000 people, and that's just
Wow.
normal for
Yeah.
them. So I want to
Yeah.
get back to that, not because I don't like freestyle, not because I don't perform well in
Sure.
front of 30,000 people in freestyle, but salsa, I enjoyed myself so much, and I would love to, like, you know go into that again to see if I can make that same impact that I had back in 1998 in that specific genre.
Right. So you're gonna do another one.
Yeah,
That's the answer. You're definitely gonna do another one.
yes sir, yes sir.
Okay.
I've been itching to do some Spanish stuff.
Okay. All right. All right. Is that in the works or is that something you're still mapping out?
No, I've been writing songs like crazy. It's just a matter of
Okay.
going to the studio and putting them on track.
All right. That's what I'm trying to get out of you right now. You're being a little coy about it. I'm just trying to get out of you.
Yeah, nah,
So
I'll still be doing freestyle probably.
of course you will, but it's good to good to expand yourself, right? In a different, and if you had success in it, why not do it again, right?
Yeah, no,
I mean,
absolutely, and I just want to go back to that question of how how I created my fan base, and I
yeah,
gotta give credit to a young lady in my life, Faith Vogel, who just took like the retail side of GA music and
yeah,
has made it like the go-to freestyle merch on
right,
all of social media. She has designed so many GA music shirts from even putting your nationality on the merch. Like if you're
right,
Italian, she'll put an Italian flag. You're Puerto Rican or Cuban, boom, you're
right,
gonna get that as well. So and Faith, she's always on top of it. She's always making sure that we're up to speed with the style too. So I'm very thankful to Faith for just helping me promote the brand GA Music. So shout
right.
outs to her. I really couldn't
Absolutely.
have done it with my team, and Faith Vogel is a huge part of my team.
Absolutely. I love that you shout out, your team. That's important, right? That's real
Absolutely.
important. And I noticed that about Faith. I know Faith, and
Mhm.
I noticed that the merch and the hustle and the business part of me is like, man, if I were her, I'd go, I'd start making this a business. You know what I mean? Like a big business. But I don't want, she's your
No.
merch woman. You know what I'm saying? But she's
He
so
has a
good at it.
lot of retail experience.
Yeah, she's really good at it. And
Mhm.
again, giving your team shout out. I mean, just shows you the quality, person you are, and that's why I respect you. So
No, man, for
um,
sure. Listen, I feel about you the same way I feel about Slice. Or
yeah,
everyone from down South Jersey, Philadelphia
yeah,
area, I've grown to love. They hold a special place in my heart. That's
yeah,
how come Slice can call me anytime when he
yeah,
needs something that has nothing to do with music. I
yeah,
went to see him when he was living in Florida. When he came in Philadelphia, I helped him move in some of
yeah.
his stuff.
I remember that.
Because
Yeah,
I think it's more than music that we create here. And I think that's more important. The friends that we make and
it
the
is.
friends that become family, especially, of course.
You nailed it, man. You nailed it. It's more the music at times. I mean, Deneen is like Deneen, her husband, her brother Gino. It's a family, man. Like it's just a family. No, there's no egos, nothing like that. And it's always she always gives the credit, man. And it's a good thing, man. It just shows your character. You
No,
know what I
thank
mean?
you. And I want to give a shout out to DJ Kid K, who's on here too.
Nah, don't
You know,
shout
he,
that dude out.
I,
Nah,
I love
that's my
that young
little
buck.
bro. Yeah, that's my
I
little
love that
bro.
young buck. He's
Yeah,
he's doing his thing out there in Daytona and Florida. He's doing his
yeah.
thing, and he's got my 110%. I was hoping to see him the last time I was out there, but I gotta go check him out. I gotta see where he's gonna be at and surprise him. Do a pop up on that kid because he's doing big things.
He is. His story's good because he started as a little kid DJing, and now he's a big chooch DJing. So I love that kid.
All
He's a
of
good
us.
kid. He's a good
Yeah,
kid, man. You nailed it on the head, man.
he's
Uh,
a gentleman for sure.
yeah. I'll be out there, and I'll be in Orlando with Deneen on March 2nd. So
Oh,
I look
nice.
forward to seeing him out
Oh,
there.
that's right.
Um, so what I usually like to ask on the way out is, you know, just advice. Give these young cats coming. It doesn't have to be freestyle artists. It could be any artist. Like any advice that you would give to an upcoming artist, and maybe mistakes that you made, or anything like that. Anything that you can, you know,
No, for
give.
sure. Listen, my advice is pretty simple. Never quit. Don't quit. Follow your dreams. And if somebody tells you to quit, keep on going. Because I've been told many times, yo, just quit. So you don't know what the person that's telling you, why are you telling me to quit? You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Just follow your heart. Always do what your heart dictates and never quit. It's really that simple. And that you can take that advice with all aspects of life, whether it's music, whether
facts.
it's a job, whether it's a relationship. Just
Yeah,
don't quit. Just
just
keep pushing
just
forward.
just don't quit and push forward. I mean, because I'm sure you had your detractors, and you just you kind of flick them the finger and keep it moving. Like you ain't gonna tell me what I'm gonna do and what I'm not gonna do, right?
Nah,
That's that's
absolutely not.
that's great. That's great advice, man. I mean, I think these a lot of people want instant fame, right? They want it to happen in a year. You know what I'm saying? It's like it doesn't happen that way. You want a
Nope, you
record
have to
deal in a
be
year,
patient.
right? It's patience. I mean, again, I have an artist. It's like they want it to happen in 2 years, like pop artists, and it's like, dude, it doesn't. What you think? We just walk you in without you being ready, and it's just they just want it like right now, instant
Yeah,
gratification, right?
No,
and it just
no.
doesn't work that way, right? You of all
I,
people know, I know, it just doesn't work that way.
I've learned to be very patient. Just stay in your lane, respect everybody, stay humble,
Right,
and that's it.
right.
And your time will come. You just got to be patient and wait for it.
I,
It did
I
for me. I'm living proof.
I agree. Any shows you got coming up that you know
Yeah,
of?
I have this Friday, Willie Valentine's birthday bash and Jenny Renee's album release party out in Connecticut at Joey C's Boathouse.
Oh,
On March
nice.
9th, I'll be in a location in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That's still, we haven't got any specifics on it yet, but I'll be there on March 9th.
That's a
March
good one.
3rd, I'll be in Chicago. I'm gonna do a pop-up there because they kind of like told me to show up and host a little bit. So I'll be in
Okay.
Chicago March 3rd for the weekend. So that's what I got. Oh, and I got the cruise coming up as well
Oh,
on the
the
18th. I'll be
cruise.
on the slights.
Is that the that's the Cynthia cruise, right?
The Cynthia cruise, yeah,
Yeah, we just signed on to do Deneen just signed on to do next year's cruise.
the
So we'll
2025. Oh,
yeah,
I can't
we'll
wait
be
for that one. It's gonna be
yeah.
super dope.
It'll be fun, man. We got to work, but we can also hang out outside of work
Yeah,
and just have a good time. So
absolutely.
I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to that. GA, thank you,
yeah.
buddy. Thank you,
No,
thank you,
thank
thank
you
you.
so much.
I
And look
appreciate you.
out for the Londinium stuff. I appreciate you as well, my brother. And look out for the
Um,
Londinium stuff with Sapphire and Kenny Diaz. Bullet to Your Heart coming soon.
there you go, my man. Take care. And it's not quick enough before I see you again, my friend.
Absolutely. God
All right,
bless. We'll see
brother.
each other soon.
You got it, man. My man, GA George Anthony, quality guy, man. Love that dude. You know, I met him through Slice. I hate to give Slice that credit, but I met him through Slice. I did. But he's a quality guy, great music, um, great team. As he said, Faith doing his merch. And he puts out quality music. So, I mean, you can't beat that. It's, I can't stress that. Good night, Faith. Have a good one. I can't stress that. I know, kid. I know. He shouted you out, Kid K. Georgia. Shawnee Styles, the guy that I many times have said, yo, this guy, he gave me my name. He's responsible for a lot of this. I will never shy away from that. Shawnee, if you're listening, if you didn't turn off right away, I owe you that name right there at the top. I owe you. I owe you for being in the business, and I can't thank you enough. And when I see you, I'm gonna grab your booty. I'm just saying that. I'm just gonna grab your booty. Shawnee Styles, Man Boy Mafia for life. That's my guy right there. He's out in Vegas doing big things. Uh, Sean, hey, I always say, Shawnee, I don't fucking stray away from it. I don't hide it. I'm a fucking old dude with a kid. I don't need to take credit for everything that's not mine. You gave me that name. You got me started really in the business without even meaning to. So I'll always give Shawnee Styles credit and the Man Boy Mafia credit. It's a great movement. It's a positive movement, and I want to beat the shit out of people that fuck with my guy. How about that? We're supposed to be coming with the Pop 2000 tour, Shawnee, to Vegas. I don't know if I'll be on that one. I have to check with my guy from LFO and see if he needs me out there for that one. Um, but I got to get you on here. I'm going to get you on here. I know you don't do many podcasts, Shawnee Styles. I know you don't, but I'm gonna get you on here one day. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen, Shawnee. I'm gonna get you on here, and we're gonna chat everything Man Boy Mafia because you're a great dude, an interesting dude. You do a lot of good for people. Uh, so again, I'm glad you showed up here. I know you're a busy dude, so I appreciate you showing in here and making a comment. Yeah, all right, man. Let's run it. Well, I'll set it up with you. I'll reach out to you, bro. You still got the same phone number, or I'll hit you through Snapchat. I don't know. Just let me know. I can hit you through any social media. It doesn't matter. But I'd love to have you on and talk everything Man Boy Mafia. That would be, you know, yes, sir. Damn, you kept the same number? All right. My guy, dude. Shawnee Styles. Everybody go check out Shawnee Styles on Snapchat, Man Boy Mafia, MBM. Uh, it's just a great movement, full of positivity. And if you're ever in Vegas, man, he's got this beautiful home and just welcomes everybody in there and takes care of everybody. He's got a cool family that just surrounds him. it's no different in the music business, man. He's got a business to run, and he's the boss. So, shout out to Shawnee. I love you, brother. All right, well, that's it for tonight's episode. Thank you, George Anthony. I'm gonna put this up maybe tomorrow on. It'll be on Spotify and iTunes, Apple, all the good stuff there. So I appreciate everybody tuning in live and downloading and subscribing to my podcast. I appreciate it. Um, with that being said, I like to leave with a little advice, and that advice is always, thank you, Carmela. Thank you, Carmela. And that advice is, and it's kind of what George Anthony kind of touched on, is, man, don't take shit from anybody. If they tell you to quit, keep going, keep pushing. That's my advice. I've had people tell me I'm a joke and everything else, and I'm not going to be in the music business. And where's my artist that broke yet? Here I am on the road with artists that sold millions of records. So, welcome. Don't take shit from anybody. So that's my advice every time I close out this show. All right, guys, thank you, and have a great, great week.